What's up, everybody? Welcome back if you're a subscriber. If you're new, welcome. So today, guys, we're gonna touch on just a quick glance of the market. Also, we're gonna look a little bit at the NFTs and how they're doing. Despite this huge drop off with Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoins, NFTs are making a resurgence, so that's pretty awesome. And then also, we're gonna talk about airdrops, more airdrops for you guys to hopefully get in and be rewarded for using these protocols. So let's first look at the market. Market's right now looking bloody. It's a lot of red. I mean, you keep going down the list, it's mostly red. You got a little, slimer of green with Decentraland. The sandbox is up a lot today. But most of the coins right now are in the red. It's in the red. Now, me personally, I think this is just a shakeout. I have nothing. I mean, I personally, when you're in crypto for a very long period of time, and I mean, right now Ethereum is only down what, 6%. I mean, I've seen Ethereum down like 20-30% in a day. So to me, this isn't even that big of a dump. And could we drop even lower? Yes, we could. I honestly think this is a shakeout before the big breakout. And you know what? A lot of guys that I follow on YouTube, guys that I actually trust, they're saying the same thing as well. So I honestly think, I'm not worried. I mean, this is just the big shakeout before the massive breakout. But despite the redness in the fungible market, this is actually really good for the NFT space. If you look at the Bored Ape Yacht Club, which you can consider as the the Bitcoin of the NFT space alongside with the CryptoPunks, right? The Bored Ape Yacht Club, I remember seeing it was around 29 ETH or so last week, right? And now, all of a sudden, it's up to 50 ETH. The cheapest Bored Ape right now on the market is worth 50 ETH, which is over $200,000. $211,000 for this Bored Ape right now. This is the cheapest Bored Ape on the market. So one catalyst is Jimmy Fallon, popular late night host. He bought a Bored Ape, posted it on his Twitter profile page, and then I believe I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday and I saw like some kind of a preview of a mobile game with the Bored Apes. So I think that got people excited, and now the floor price is up to 50 ETH. So if you bought a Bored Ape for like 29 ETH or something like just a couple weeks ago, even last week, you're up like 20 ETH. 20 ETH is like what? That's like almost $100,000, which is crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, looking now, since Bored Ape is doing very well, the rest of the NFT space, I wouldn't say all NFT projects, but this is where the blue chips, if you want to call them. Like I always give the air quotes, right? The blue chips. Blue chips, I will call them like legitimate blue chips if they're able to survive a big downturn. And right now NFTs are in that kind of period where it is kind of a cool off period, where a lot of projects that I see a lot of projects right now are just going to zero, right? So with the Bored Ape being this high in their floor price, it's actually trickled down to some of the other good NFT projects. Not all NFT projects are good, but some of the good ones like Cool Cats is up to 8.59 ETH. And I remember seeing them around the low 5 ETH range, I think last week or so. And it did go up to as high as 9.2 earlier today. So some of the NFT projects, and also Dogepound. Dogepound right now, I think is holding strong at around 3 ETH. Yeah, 2.911. And another one that had some news recently is that they just posted a new white paper, is the Rumblecong League, which I have not talked much about them. But there's, they're being kind of quiet in the background, just busy developing and doing the legal work behind the game. But they went as low as 0.6 ETH, and now they're almost up to 1 ETH. So definitely keep your eye on the Rumblecong League. I'm bullish on this one. I still hold my Kongs. Oh yeah, before we go any further, I want to show you guys. Despite the markets being red, I want to show off this shirt. Sometimes you just gotta hodl it. Through bloody times, you just gotta hodl it, stay calm, stay collected, and just hodl it. Anyways, that's pretty cool. I love this shirt. Oh yeah, I forgot about Defactor. I want to talk about Defactor before we go on. So guys, last video I did give a hint at what Chico was talking about. He was talking about this altcoin called Defactor. I'll be honest, I got wrecked. I got wrecked buying into the fair launch. But you know what? I mean, look at this right now. This thing is dumped quite a bit. Yeah, I purchased some above $2 in the fair launch, and right now it's like down like 50 something, 50 cents US or something right now. So I'm like down like 75%. I believe Defactor is going to do well in the medium to long term. Definitely if they're partnered up with Centrifuge. But I mean, yeah, I mean it sucks that. I mean, I'm with you guys. If some of you guys who bought Defactor in the fair launch, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm also wrecked as well. But yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna hodl it. I'm just gonna hodl mine and see what happens. I mean, I honestly think this thing is gonna do well in the medium to long term, so I'm not too worried. I mean, it does suck that my entry point wasn't that good. But yeah, guys, I'm very sorry if you guys got into Defactor around the same time as I did when I went through the when I bought into the fair launch. All right, guys, so let's talk about airdrops. So yesterday, Paraswap did an airdrop to its active users of their platform. Now, I personally did do some swaps on Paraswap over the past year. Unfortunately, I didn't do enough swaps, and that didn't qualify me for the airdrop, which makes me very, very sad. And a lot of people were also on Twitter were very salty and or just very disappointed and very angry in the fact that, you know, they did some swaps early on, you know, and they didn't get the airdrop. One of the requirements with Paraswap is I read that you needed to do at least 5 swaps or 5 or 6 swaps within the past 6 months. And there were also other restrictions too. They were definitely trying to make it, I can't even speak today, guys. They were trying to pinpoint it to people that actually actively traded on their platform rather than what they describe people as airdrop hunters, right? Which I'll be honest, I can call myself an airdrop hunter, and anyone that's watching this video, we're all trying to hunt down that next airdrop so we can get this free money, right? But yeah, they were just trying to, you know, like exclude these airdrop hunters. So some of the restrictions was that, you know, if you had a wallet that didn't have more than 50 transactions in it, then you were not eligible for this airdrop. Another one was if they saw, you know, this if they saw like an address sending ETH to, you know, other addresses like other wallets, right? Then, you know, those addresses that receive that ETH from that particular address would not be eligible, if you understand what I'm saying. So let's say if I have one main wallet, right, and I send ETH to like 2, 3, 4 different wallets, Paraswap's going to look at that and say, hey, this looks like it's coming from the same person, and, you know, all these transactions to other wallets could be just the same person. So, you know, they exclude those wallets. So Paraswap, they're kind of like the airdrop police in some ways. They're trying to crack down these airdrop hunters, which I will agree. I mean, I am one of them. I mean, who doesn't want to try and get this free money? And some of this stuff, I mean, to do the Paraswap swap itself, sometimes, you know, with Ethereum gas fees, some of these swaps are like over $100, over $200, right? So I think I only did like 2, 3 swaps, and I guess that was not enough. And yeah, there's just so many restrictions with Paraswap. So I don't know. Hopefully other protocols aren't as restrictive as Paraswap. The Paraswap airdrop was very, very hard to get, and you know what? I don't know how moving forward whether people would like to use Paraswap. I mean, in the short term right now, people are just mad at Paraswap, and they're just boycotting it. But I mean, over the long term, I mean, Paraswap is a pretty good protocol. It's a good DEX aggregator. But yeah, I mean, when you're not making your community happy, then I guess people are not going to look at your protocol. They're not going to use the protocol, right? So I mean, there's a fine line of trying to, you know, to pinpoint and get rid of the airdrop hunters. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who legitimately use Paraswap who actually fit the requirements of, of at least five swaps in the last 6 months, but they're not like super active users of DeFi. They don't have more than 50 transactions in their wallets, right? So there are people out there who did legitimately meet some of the requirements, and it doesn't necessarily mean that, they're airdrop hunters, right? So anyways, Paraswap, I think they could have done things a little bit better. Or maybe that's just me being salty that I didn't get any airdrops. Maybe that's what it is. Anyways, moving on. With that in mind, moving forward, some of these protocols that we talked about, like Optimism, Arbitrum, ZK Sync in the last video, Hop Protocol, sometimes maybe it's not enough just to do one swap or one transaction. Maybe the next, the new thing that's required in order to get an airdrop is to be considered an active user, where you use it like, every day, or, you do one swap a day, or you do one swap, or you do 5 swaps or 6 swaps or something like that, right? So you got to make yourself look active. And I think that's moving forward, seeing how Paraswap is doing something like this. What's to say some of these other protocols might follow what Paraswap's doing? Now, I don't think moving forward some of these protocols should do exactly what Paraswap did, being so restrictive. You got to have some kind of a leeway. You want to retain retain a community, because you don't want to throw away your community. You don't want to like push people away, right? All right, so first airdrop opportunity for today's video is Across Protocol. Now, Chico Crypto did a very nice video of airdrops, and I think he outlined Across Protocol as one of them near the end of his video. Now, Across Protocol, if you look at what it does, actually, first of all, look at their Twitter page right now. Notice how it says no token yet live. So that means there's going to be a token coming soon. And what's this? Across Protocol is now live. Across is the fastest, cheapest, and most secure layer 2 to layer 1 bridge. Any potential Across token will be distributed in the fairest possible way. You decide who gets it. You are a co-founder. So it looks like there's going to be a token, and it's going to be distributed somehow in the fairest possible way. So this would make it worthwhile to actually go on the Across Protocol website and actually try using it. So Across Protocol, if I connect my wallet here, it is utilizing Arbitrum the Arbitrum network, and it allows you to move your assets from Arbitrum over to layer 1 Ethereum. Now, if you were to use the way of using Arbitrum, if you're using the Arbitrum bridge, it would take you 7 days, up to 7 days, to get your funds out of Arbitrum. But with Across Protocol, it actually makes it, they actually do it in like less than 5 minutes. Now, if I tried it earlier today, it's actually really, really fast. So how this works is, make sure you have some funds on Arbitrum. If you guys don't know how to bridge over to Arbitrum, I think there's a video that I made. I think I made a video like 2 videos before this one. I made it like 2 videos before this one. I made a guide on how to transfer funds over from Ethereum over to Arbitrum. Now, I recommend that you transfer over at least 0.1 ETH over to Arbitrum. The reason why I say that is, if you try to so let me switch to network here. The reason why I say that is that I actually tried this earlier today, moving my layer 2 Arbitrum, the ETH that I had on layer 2 Arbitrum over to layer 1 Ethereum, is that when I tried to send anything less than 0.1 ETH, it gave me an error message saying that, the gas fees are too high and that they don't recommend using it. Now, I don't know if you could probably bypass that by just doing the send regardless. But you will get that message saying that, hey, they recommend that you up the amount of ETH to bridge over to layer 1. because the gas fees, which just, I mean, you look at the gas fees right now is that it's going to cost you 0.02, almost, yeah, 0.025 ETH. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you're bridging, if you're using this protocol, that you bridge over at least 0.1 ETH and you won't get that error message. Now, me personally, that's what I did. I actually bridged over 0.11 ETH and they didn't give me any error message and things just went pretty smoothly. And then I got my point, 0.09 because they took off like 0.02 ETH for the gas fee. But yeah, that's what it is. So let's say I don't have enough ETH on this net on my Arbitrum wallet right now. But let's say if I did type in 0.11 and then it'll say, do you want to send? You click on send, approve the transaction, and it'll deduct 0.02 ETH out of your of the ETH that you're sending over to layer 1. So if I bridged over 0.11, and then on my layer 1 Ethereum wallet, I'll get 0.09. So, and it took like 2 to 5 minutes. So it was actually very, very, very fast, which is a lot better than using the traditional, like the actual Arbitrum bridge, which would actually take up to 7 days for you to get your ETH out of Arbitrum onto Ethereum layer 1. So across network or across protocol, definitely something to keep an eye on. I recommend you do at least one swap here or one bridge over, because you know what? It looks like they're doing some kind of token distribution. I'm not sure how they're going to distribute it, but there will be a token for across protocol. All right, guys. So earlier today, when I was like bridging over from when I was bridging some of the assets over to Arbitrum so I can use the across protocol, was that I actually use like 2-3 different other protocols that actually are planning. I mean, there's rumors out there, and I've seen reports that these protocols could also do airdrops as well. So I was, doing transactions, all these protocols, trying to, make myself more active with these protocols so that I am eligible for the airdrops when they do happen. So the first one is Zapper.fi. So Zapper, what I recommend you guys do with Zapper is you connect your wallet to this. And you can actually, if you go to their exchange tab right here, or their exchange section, if you click on exchange, it actually allows you to swap your tokens on their platform, on the Avalanche network, on the Ethereum network, on the BSC network, Phantom, and Polygon. So earlier today, when I was bridging over from, trying to bridge over to Arbitrum, so then I can take my funds from Arbitrum and bridge over to Ethereum using a cross protocol, I had some funds, I had some Decentraland mana on Polygon. So if I click on Polygon, I don't have anything in this wallet, it's just a test wallet. But I had some mana. And I actually converted to ETH on my Polygon. So I actually had some funds on Polygon. And then, I converted to ETH. And then I had ETH in Polygon. And then what I did is, after using Zapper.fi, so now with some of my funds, now that I have some ETH in my Polygon, on the Polygon network, then I'm going to hop over, notice the pun, hop over to Hop Exchange. And what I did was I wanted to send ETH over from Polygon to Arbitrum. So I had like close to 0.1 ETH on my Polygon, on the Polygon network. And then, you know what, obviously I don't have anything right now, but if I just type in 0.1, right, then it's going to send over 0.1 ETH over to Arbitrum. Okay, so then I click on send, approve the transaction, confirm it, and then I had like over 0.1 ETH on my Arbitrum network. So from there, then I went to a cross protocol, and then I bridged over from Arbitrum, from my Arbitrum, the ETH that I had on Arbitrum, over to layer 1 Ethereum. So you can see that I actually used 3 protocols there, which I honestly think are going to do airdrops. One is Zapper, the other one's Hop Protocol right here, and the third one is a cross protocol. Okay, so just by doing that, so those transactions that I just did earlier today, which I just outlined for you guys just now, I had some funds, I had some Decentraland mana on Polygon. I swapped it using the Zapper.fi exchange, right? And then I had some ETH on Polygon, which I then used Hop Exchange to send that ETH over to Arbitrum. And then the final step was using a cross protocol to use or to send the ETH on my Arbitrum over to layer 1 Ethereum. And bam, that is three transactions, right? 3 transactions, and they evolved 3 different protocols that I'm hearing could do an airdrop. And this is what I'm saying to you guys. Just play around with this stuff. Make yourself, I mean, I don't know if the dollar amount means much. I mean, actually, yeah, in the case of a cross protocol, like I just said, you do need, I recommend you do bridge over at least 0.1 ETH. But yeah, just play around. The main important thing, guys, just to play around with these DeFi protocols, because you could be rewarded thousands and thousands of dollars. I mean, you look at Paraswap. If you just did like 5 swaps, at least 5 to 6 swaps in the last 6 months, and I know there's other restrictions as well, and I just hope that these other protocols are not as restrictive in, you know, allowing these airdrops, because it just really peeves off or pisses off the community. And you don't want, if you want people to use your protocol, you don't want to piss off your user base. That's very important. So hopefully Hop Exchange, I mean, just do 1 to 2 bridges over to, you know, from one chain to another chain. You can also provide liquidity. I think I showed you guys that in an earlier video, I think 2 videos ago, prior to this one. And yeah, I mean, Optimism, Arbitrum, I recommend bridging over to that, guys, and just using like Uniswap with Arbitrum, using Uniswap with Optimism. Just play around with these DeFi protocols. And I'm going to give you guys one more potential airdrop. Is if you go on the Earni.fi website, which, you know, if you type in your Ethereum address, it lets you know if you actually are eligible for airdrops. Now, I paid for the premium, and there is a section called Learn. And I just want to give you guys a little sneak peek. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for this, but one of the future airdrops is Argent. You see that? Oh, and look at that. Zapper.fi. These are potential future airdrops that Earni.fi is speculating. And hopefully I don't get in trouble saying this or sharing it, being a premium member. But Argent Wallet, Zapper.fi. Now, Argent Wallet is, you have to download this on your phone. And I think the crazy thing with Argent is the gas fees are ridiculous. So when you set up an Argent wallet, I believe when I set one up like a couple of days ago, they actually don't give you a recovery phrase. They just need like an email address. But when you do set up your wallet, they require like an activation fee of like 0.03 ETH or 0.04 ETH, which is like $300-400 right there. Just to activate the wallet. And I'm not sure what the requirements are for an airdrop, but you know, maybe you have to do a swap on their wallet, within their wallet. I mean, I actually played around with, you know, swapping ETH over to Aave earlier today, and the gas fee was like $300-400. And I was like, damn, am I willing to spend, let's say, $300-400 to activate the wallet, and another $300-400 just to do one swap on their wallet? I mean, that's like $800 right there. And I mean, if there is an airdrop that's worth $1,000, maybe that is worth it. But let's say if there is no airdrop, or that I don't qualify enough for the airdrop, then that's $800 out the window, right? So that is something you guys have to consider. Whether the you know, there is a risk to this. I mean, you have to pay so much upfront, you know, to pay the gas fees. You know, doing some of these swaps. Maybe there's a minimum requirement in terms of dollar amount in order to be eligible for the airdrop. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're all speculating that these protocols have airdrops in the future. I don't know what those requirements are, but the most important thing I can tell you guys, in order to give yourself the best chance possible, is to use these protocols, be active with them, you know, use them, be active with them. And yeah, that's all I can say. But those are Zapper.fi is one of them, right? We just talked about that. And Argent Wallet is another one, and then the other one was Across Protocol. So those are the 3 new ones I'm gonna share with you guys today, and maybe I'll give you guys more as I see fit. But yeah, I guess I'll leave the video at that for today, guys. If you guys like the content, like the video. If you guys are new, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.